What's going on, guys and gals? Stock Jock here. Up about $592 in the first hour of trading today. I just want to go over the trade really quick. My first trade. This one you'll see, and I'll play it all out in just a second, but I just want to narrate what happens first so you can kind of see what was going through my mind. So the very first thing that happened was Jason Bond. I'm in his chat room. He talks about MTBC. I open it up. I like the daily chart. I end up getting in for the daily breakout and the candle over candle in the 1 minute. That's what I was looking at. And he brought it up as a swing, but I liked it as a day trade. Once I got in, you'll see momentum started to come in because he actually ended up taking his own advice. He went long, therefore he creates momentum. His followers go in, more people are diving in, and then you'll see that Warrior Trading also saw this hit their scanners. They jump in as well, and I sell into that strength. So I just got lucky that I got in a little early before at least two major chat rooms. I'm sure there was others, as it's just starting to blow up everybody's scanners this morning and making a run for it. So that was the first trade of the day, and here you go.
MTBC on breakout watch above 450. MTBC, I think it goes above 420. Breakout watch list. That's ticker symbol MTBC added to the scan here. Medical transcription.
Long MTBC 417. Jason Bond just bought it now.
MTBC, I think we were looking at this one a little bit earlier. It's got a little bit of resistance at 445 on the daily.
I think this could be an all-day mover here.
So just watch it a little bit here. The high of that candle is 434, so I would say over 435, a possible scalp. Just watching the level 2 right now. Okay, I'm long at 433. I want to see that it breaks over the $0.50 of 450.
Sold half at 436 just to lock in some profit.
All right, so I've already locked in half my position as, you know, a profit, and I like to do that, you know, anytime I take double position size, which in this case I took 4,000 shares. I normally take 2,000 shares. I like to lock in profit on the first pop, so that's what I did. That first 1 minute candle that shot straight up, I locked in some profit. Now I have the freedom to play around with that extra 2,000 shares that I have left over. You know, I will have a stop loss of dead break even. You know, I won't lose money on this half, but it allows me the freedom to let it run a little bit. So what I'm watching for in this scenario is we had that first 1 minute candle that shot up, that broke high a day. You have this 1 minute candle that is like a pullback candle. It's staying near the high a day, which is good. That's where I want it to be, but it pulled back a little bit. It did make a new high. So when that closes, I'm waiting to see if the next 1 minute candle will break the high of this 1 minute candle. So we have that's what I call candle over candle on the 1 minute. And I was okay with holding this. It kept grinding closer and closer to that 450 mark, and I was certainly going to sell over 450 if we got there. But out of nowhere, another stock just started blowing up my scanners like we haven't seen all day. So I immediately sold to exit my position to go try to get into that other one to catch the Momo of that one.
5. This is a good breakout. We could even see 6 on this one. We'll see. Got to be in it to win it, but it's a good start here.
So now we want to see, is it going to break through the $0.50? We can get over that level. Next spot is probably 75.
I'm selling.
Always then.
All right, so I sold my MTBC and I tried to get into that runner that just went absolutely nutso, but it didn't work out. So anyway, I went on the warpath trying to find the next trade, and BSPM was my next trade. This one it was kind of on my watch list from, pre-market. I would say if you could see that on the daily chart in the bottom left-hand corner there, that Friday it just absolutely went nutso, 100%, out of nowhere. So a lot of times these crazy runners from the day before, they'll have a sympathy play, or a sympathy move, I should say, the next day, and Monday being the next day. And I was kind of looking for the trigger, what would maybe trigger that. So I thought maybe this thing going high of day would trigger that move. Everybody be like, oh yeah, BSPM, I forgot about that one, and then jump into it. So I got in. Got in a good entry, high day break. It didn't pan out. And when I saw that volume was not going to come to this, and it's probably because that other stock that just went nutso was taking everybody's attention. When I saw that this wasn't going to move like I thought it would move, I got out. People did jump into it, but the bid never caught up, so I wasn't really able to exit. You'll see that I was kind of green for a little bit. I just couldn't sell because the bid would never catch up for a decent win.
Just look for the next one. Try not to give into FOMO, though there will be another one. I'm not going to buy out of the second halt without a proper 1 minute pullback. BSPM popping up a little bit, but PXS probably, would need to get over $2 and really probably closer to like 250 or 275.
Alright, I'm
start
out
looking
my
good.
BSPM 320 minus 2.
So my next trade is MYSZ, and this one was notified to me by someone in my chat room. They called it out, looking for that high day break. I pull up the chart and I immediately see a big seller at the 90-cent mark on this thing. And that can do one of two things to a stock. It will either make everybody sell and they're like, oh, I want to get out of this thing because that wall is not going to come down, or it makes buyers ready to buy as soon as it looks like that wall will fall. And that's what I was doing. As that wall was falling, I bought. The problem was, as soon as the wall fell, there was a hidden seller there. So there was more shares than what we thought there were. And then as soon as the hidden seller was the only person left, more sellers showed up right there at that 90 level, that 90-cent level, which was just a big no-no for me. I'm like, nope, I'm out of this. There's just hidden sellers left and right, and I want nothing to do with it, and so I get out.
Keep an eye on MYSC approaching that high day here.
No, I didn't use my hotkey. My
call.
hotkey's for 2,500 shares. I did 2 orders
Long
of
MISC for that
1,250
290 wall
shares.
going down.
The high of this candle was 733, but as soon as the bid tightened up to
I'm out.
I think it was 702 by 710, it looked like we were starting to get that shift where the bid was moving up.
My next trade is CYCC. This is a stock that I'm familiar with. This stock likes to run, especially when, early on in the morning it hits the scanners. In this case, it hit the scanners. I'm familiar with the stock. I've traded it before. I know it can move. So what I do is, as soon as I hit my scanners, I while it's flipping over, I look at the 1 minute chart and I can see that it's only moved 4 cents from this huge volume spike. So if I can get in immediately, I'm getting in early of a potential move. At the worst case scenario, I'll sell at the bottom of this 1 minute candle, which is around $1.80. So it hits my scanner, I see a wall at 184, I see the wall getting chewed up, I want to get in at 184 with the potential in the back of my mind thinking if $2 can come and break if volume continues to come into this thing. What ends up happening is it pops and it just stops. Like volume just stops on it. Sellers start to, you can see the bids starting to get smacked, and that's kind of my cue that, all right, I need to at least get half off the table so I'm not risking a lot. I took double position on this, and I took half off the table, break even. Then you'll see it just shoot down as, you know, the momentum died. There's no follow through, and you know, it flushed out, and I gave it a second to bounce back up. A lot of times if you don't get out before the flush, you know, the flush will happen, and there's kind of like a sympathy bounce, a relief bounce, so to speak, as maybe shorts covering that are making profit on that. And I'll usually sell if I have a position that I want to get out of. I'll wait for the flush if I can, you know, if it's not too crazy extended. In this case, it's not extended at all. I'll wait for the little bit of a bounce, and I sold the remaining of my position for a small loss.
I'm long CYCC, hit my scanners. 183 entry. Out half break even. Stop loss will be 182 break. Out the rest, -2. Bid never caught up to the move. It's a shame. That one can run.
Oh wow. Look at that little squeeze.
So OSN, this one hurt because I just missed my exit by seconds. So this is the stock that ran crazy early on when MTBC was in play, and I was playing that one. This is the stock that just went nuts. So you can look at the daily chart. It went from $5 to $8 already today. So insane move out of nowhere, no news, just, you know, probably some pump newsletter pumping this thing up. Doesn't matter, I'll play it. So what was interesting to me, and you know, hindsight looking back on this, it wasn't the most sound trade. So what happens is you know, it's been selling off, and now it's kind of curling up, and that teal line, that thick teal line on the 1 minute chart there, that's the VWAP. And as I got to the VWAP, it popped up over the VWAP and went to like 722 real quick, and then came back down. And my idea was to buy around the VWAP. I get in at $7, and it's because I see volume coming in there. And I was getting really hesitant because I saw a lot of volume coming in at 7. You know, after it broke through 7, came back down, a lot of people were buying then, and it wasn't going back over 7 very quickly. Like, this thing was running hard all day long, and now volume's coming into it and it's not running hard. It made me nervous. It's not one of my favorite entries I've ever taken. So I was nervous on it, and I ended up just cutting it loose.
Level of 670.
I'm long at 7.
So I'm in the trade, and it's not my favorite entry at all. So what I'm thinking is, okay, at the very worst, I'm going to stop out at the break of the VWAP and just take my lumps. It wasn't the greatest entry. I didn't like the entry. I need to stop out, and that's kind of what's going through my head. It does pop up above 7 again, but the bid wasn't catching up. So I was just like, and then it gave me one opportunity where the bid was caught up, and I tried to sell, and the market maker filled me way below where I thought I was going to get filled. So it was tough luck, and after that, it ended up just going crazy again without me, and I was sick to my stomach.
I think
Keeping my
so.
stuff real
That's fine.
tight.
It's breaking over the VWAP. Let it pull back. Let it consolidate a little bit. Keep it on watch.
Herbalife Hotel Lima Foxtrot shares do
VICL a
not
little on the
appear
cheap
to be
side.
reacting. There was just a recent tweet from Orion Research issuing a research report. The title is, quote, "Instead of providing a reality check, Herbalife's new official compensation disclosure
All right,
falsely
I'm out.
indicates that
Oh,
most
701?
distributors make
How's
money.
that even possible?
Hotel Lima Foxtrot shares
So I finished the morning up $592 on the day for the first hour of trading. So not bad for 1 hour of trading. I basically made it all on one trade and then started giving back little by little. But as you can see, I keep my losses really small. The goal, is never to have these huge losses that just really hurt your account. I think I had one winner and the rest of my morning trades were losers, but I'm still up $592. So that's a win. And it's all because I try to let my runners run, and my losers I keep really tight, and I keep them on a short leash, and I can get rid of them when they're starting to work against me. So if you're interested in any of the chat rooms that I subscribe to, a link for those are in the description down below, and also a link for my free Discord chat is in the description down below. If you have any questions, come on in to my Discord chat and ask away. That's what it's there for. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video.